And I am going to mute you all for the moment, and you will still be allowed to unmute. So I will have time for questions and things like that. And if you have anything, feel free to unmute. This is a interactive type of a meeting here. So I encourage you to pop in whenever something comes up for you. So welcome everyone to your March Manifest Monthly. I'm so excited to see all of your faces on here. And like I said, we're expecting a few more, and I know some are coming in late. We have a lot of replay requests this month too, which is really, really awesome. So I just wanted to take a quick moment to go back to last month, which was the first month that we did. A couple of you are returning. Bear with me a second. A really good problem to have is to need an administrator to help me out with this, right? So that might come next time. This is just awesome. I love it. So welcome everyone who just popped in. My name is Sharon, and we are in our March Manifest Monthly. And I just wanted to go back to last month to review real quick just what we went over, and a couple of you that were there, and a couple of you that have seen the replay. And I would love to get an update and provide you with mine because I have a really exciting one that happened to me this past month. A few of you are aware. But real quick, just a couple little things. I did put my contact information in the chat area if you need it. And I can put things in there such as links. I can put last month's recording in there if you wanted to see it. There's going to be something else that I'm going to offer you a little bit later. So if you want anything, or if you have any questions, or you want me to contact you outside of this meeting, just put something into the chat and I will be uploading this and rewatching and all that good stuff. So I'll see the questions or any requests. Okay. So last month, we talked a lot about getting in tune with our emotions, right? So if you want last month's recording or you didn't get a chance to watch it, I encourage you to take a listen to that. And I apologize, I'm getting a little distracted because now I'm getting text messages. And hold on, I'm so sorry. I just want to make sure everybody gets the opportunity to come in here. Where to? Yes. Okay. All right. So we were tuning into our emotions. We were taking like a day or a few days or a week, maybe even a month, just to kind of tap into how we are really feeling. And the whole point of that was to kind of gauge where we are on a vibrational level. So for those of you that have never heard this concept before, if you need a refresher, when we talk about manifestation, we're talking about bringing things into our reality, physical things that were, coming up here in the thoughts, and we go, wow, I'd really like to have that. And, the manifestation process begins. And one of the things that we talked about was these higher vibrational outcomes. And I'm just going to throw one of mine out there. Giacomo, by the way, this is where you come in handy. New house, right? So Giacomo is our real estate agent, just so that you all know, if you need a real estate agent, he's awesome. But yeah, one of my goals is a new house, and that's kind of like has its own high vibration to it. And in order for me to bring it into my own reality, I have to make sure that I am vibing at the same level. So one of the ways to identify where you are on that emotional scale, so to speak, um, love and joy being the highest, and fear and anger and hate being the lowest, is to tap into your emotions throughout your day to understand where you are. A lot of times we don't realize, a lot of the negative emotions that come up for us. And so one of the things that we were going to do over this last month was to just kind of tap into that and just notice how we're feeling, honor how you're feeling. It's okay to have these lower vibrational emotions, but we don't want to live there for sure. But it was just a way for you to gauge where you are. The other thing that we talked about was a tool for helping manifest certain goals. And I talked about this nifty little book here for me. It's my goal journal. And like I said, I'm not going to spend too much time on it. If you want to see the replay of what I do on a consistent basis to get to my goals, please, we'll go back to that. I'll put the YouTube link for the replay in the comments if you like. Um, but it was just a really neat way to break down your goal, the details of the goal, because you want to be specific. We talked about the emotions of how you would feel when the goal is accomplished. We talked about creating affirmations, and we talked about an action list, inspired actions that come up to you on a consistent basis, and then creating those lists and checking them off and just keeping moving forward and all that good stuff. So, real quick, before we move on to this month's exercise, I wanted to touch base with a couple of you that were here and just get a quick update from you. Lynn, I know that you have achieved what you wanted to manifest, right? You are muted, so if you want to say anything, you can unmute yourself. Just take a quick 30 seconds.
Yeah, I got a place, so I'm very excited about that, and I felt very relieved. And next step is the next goal. So I've got my goal there.
Awesome. Thank you. Rebecca, how did you do last month? Are you still with us? Is she still with us? She may not be.
I'm sorry, I just had to unmute.
There you are.
So something interesting has happened to me, and I don't know like kind of what actually I did to manifest it, but I know that I think last week or at some point in time I had mentioned like, well, what if you like want to travel but you don't care where you go to? So a few months ago I had put in an application to volunteer with a 501c3, so a nonprofit that takes international volunteers to support children with cleft palates. And I got a volunteer placement, and I'm actually leaving for Madagascar in like 2 weeks, a week and a half. So I didn't really write it down. I didn't really have any emotions attributed to it, but I guess I certainly was thinking about it a lot. So
you said you wanted to travel. Wow.
It's happening. So, and I am nervous. I'm scared. It's like a big long trip. It's a long flight, but I'm really trying to lean into like the universe lined this up. So there's a bigger reason that it's happening, and like just go with it,
Awesome, Rebecca. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Sure.
Yay. Oh, that's amazing. All right, so my monthly update, real quick. Some of you know I turned the big 50 this month. On the 1st, March 1st was my birthday, and on the 4th, I had a big party. Some of you were there, and it was a great party. And one of the things I've been manifesting that one for like 2 years, by the way, and one of the things that I was also able to manifest, I don't know if you can see it here, but I surprised everybody by getting married at this party. And it was so fun.
Congratulations, that's so exciting.
Thank you. Thank you. We had a blast. It was just such a fun time. It wasn't something that we had expected to do. We wanted to do it. We didn't know if we were going to do it, but it was one of those things where it was in my goal journal, to get married and what were the things that I had to do to make it happen, and things just kind of flow. But we weren't sure up to, I think we didn't get the license until 2 weeks before the date. So we weren't really sure how to, or we weren't really sure if it was going to happen or not. So it fell into place. And so those are the two big things that I manifested this past month. Give me 1 second. I know I have no idea how to work, but I'm here. Okay. All right. So Heather is here supposedly. Oh, there she is. James' iPhone. Hi, Mary. Yeah, let's say hi to some other people. Linda. I love seeing you. How are you? So great. So great to see you all. All right. So
Sharon, in case I disappear for a couple of minutes, I'm at my granddaughter's karate lesson and I have to go in for her at some point. So I'm in the car.
No problem. I'm glad you could join in. I'm so glad. Yeah, and I will send out, once I get this loaded up, I have a private YouTube channel, so once I get the meeting loaded up, I will also send it all out to you, so if you wanted to catch a replay or whatever, we can. All right, So a couple other things that happened, and wow, Giacomo, I got to give you credit again because this was because of you. One of my goals was to find a holistic doctor for Maddie, my daughter, to try to reset her whole how we approach her medical care. And thank you, Giacomo, who led me to someone that I have an appointment with in May, which is also really amazing. I'm really excited. I got a chance to talk to the staff on the phone, and it sounds like finally, after literally years of looking for this, it sounds like I finally found someone who has the same goals that I do, or will support it. So that is another thing that I managed to pull off. An elite life coach was another one. I actually have three of them. I have one, I have actually two for physical health, and I have one for manifestation, believe it or not. And my body being pain free. So another thing about manifestation is you can use it for bodily goals. You can use it for health goals. You can use it to achieve weight loss, or you want to gain muscle tone, or whatever it is that you want. And one of the things that I consistently keep on my manifestation list is to be pain free completely. I have, lower back issues every once in a while, and one of my knees kind of acts up every once in a while. And lately it's been an elbow. So the last month I've been pain free. So I just want to put that out there that this isn't just about manifesting more money. This is everything. Abundance comes in so many forms, and if you're aware of it, they're just true gifts. And having a pain-free body at 50, that's it's good stuff, right? I'm really happy about that. All right, so we already did a review. So I wanted to offer a couple of different tools to give you for this next month. And I wanted to talk a little bit about it because we actually had some fun this last month. And the one thing that I noticed is that when people say, I want to learn about manifestation, and I want to manifest this, and I have to do that, and I have to remember to do this every day and do these affirmations, and it creates a pressure almost, right? It creates this stigma of like, oh, I got to get it all done. I got to do everything. I have to change my mindset. I have to, whatever it is, whatever pressure you're putting on yourself. And the one thing that you have to remember when it comes to manifestation or abundance, it needs to flow. So once you put some sort of pressure to manifesting, you're starting to slow that flow of abundance. Does that make sense? So last month we talked about, clearing the smudge off the lens. We want to remain open to receive. We want to remain the flow of abundance takes that path of least resistance, and the more that we clog the drain, the less it's going to flow. So relax when it comes to manifestations, right? So one of the things that we did, there was two main things that we did. One of them was we used two sentences, and the first one was, I am grateful for. And whatever it is that you want to achieve, you started off with, I am grateful for. And I'm going to use a funny little anecdote, and then I'm going to ask somebody else to tell theirs. But some of you may see a screen there that says Kelly, when she's from Wisconsin, and she is my bestie, right? Hi, Kelly. Wave hi to everybody. And she comes out and visits us once a year, sometimes twice a year, and we love having her. And there's two things to this. So she flew out for my 50th party, and she had a hell of a time getting here. Her flight wound up having mechanical issues, and then it got canceled, and then there were so many problems. And I was so stressed that my best friend wasn't going to be able to make it out for my birthday, which unbeknownst to her was also going to be my wedding. And it was like, oh, what are we going to do? Oh my gosh. So Cassie and I were talking, and we both lit candles, and we said, I am so grateful for Kelly getting out here tonight. Kelly's going to make it out here. We just kept saying, I'm so grateful for, I'm so grateful for. So Kelly, I don't know if we told you that or not, but I know she knew about our candles. We kept them lit the whole day. So mechanical errors, the flight gets canceled. Kelly manages to find another flight out of a whole different airport 2 hours away, drives to that airport and has to wait there a couple hours. And then there was like another delay, and then finally the flight happens, right? And then she finally gets in, and all is right with the world. But it was just so fun because Cassie and I kept each other uplifted. And we were so grateful for her. We were so grateful for her. So that was a lot of fun. So I feel like we manifested her into New Jersey, which was so cool. And then the other thing is Kelly joined us for a full moon ceremony at Live and Joy, and we were driving down Merchant Street, and I said to Kelly, I said, "Now check this out. I'm going to say this. I say this every time, and it works every time." She goes, "Okay, what?" And I said, "I am grateful for a parking spot right out front of the studio." And she's like, "Oh, no way, no way, no way is that going to work." And I said, "This street is really busy a lot of the time, so it might not work." Sure enough, now she said the words, "If this works, I'm in." That's exactly what she said. And sure enough, there was a spot right out front, and boom, we went right out front. So a couple days later, after she had flown home, I had to teach a class at Live and Joy, and I did the same thing. I started at the end of the street, and I actually videoed as I was driving, and I said, "I'm going to do it again. I am grateful for another parking spot right in front of the yoga studio." And I came up, and there was one spot. I was like, "There it is," and I sent it off to her. She's like, "Okay, I'm a believer now," right? So it's just a lot of fun. You got to have fun with this. So if there's something that you want to happen, let's bring that gratitude in. We talked about this last month. Gratitude is such a huge amplifier when it comes to manifesting, right? So remember that as you move forward into this next month. Just take that in. I am grateful for it. And by the way, I say that with everything in the morning. So when I do some affirmations and things like that, but I'm always like, I am grateful for my home. I am grateful for my car. I am grateful for this day. I am grateful for this opportunity to create. I am grateful that I have a gym membership. I am grateful for my kids. Like gratitude is huge. Gratitude is number one vibrational magnifier, okay? Amplifier, whatever you want to call it. It's going to skyrocket it up. And when you start your day out with gratitude, chances are your day is going to go a lot better than it would have if you didn't put your attention on the gratitude. So, real quick, I want to pull in Cassie, who has a great story with this one as well. Would you mind sharing what happened to you a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah. I do Uber and Lyft just to kind of give myself some extra spending money. And so St. Patty's Day, I'm going out. And I was like, all right, universe. I am grateful for the great passengers I'm going to have tonight. And I am grateful for all of the money that I'm going to make from doing Uber and Lyft tonight. And I just kept thinking it. And in between passengers and on my way to pick people up, I would think it. So first off, I had the most interesting, fun, lighthearted passengers ever. Like they were just amazing. And I got home at the end of the night. I hadn't checked what I made, but I got home and I went through the list. Over 80% of my passengers tipped me that night, which has never happened. It's never been that high. And I made the highest hourly rate doing Uber that I have ever made. And that's over the course of about 3 years of doing Uber. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
And what about that one person that you met? Because you wanted to manifest meeting an interesting person that night.
Yeah, I mean, most of my passengers were interesting, but I did actually meet one passenger, and it was a really long ride. It was about an hour and a half, and we talked the entire time, and we ended up exchanging numbers because she's also very spiritual and she's on her own spiritual journey. So we were talking about Ayurveda and all these really great things, and I was like, "You're great. Give me your number." So, yeah, it was good stuff.
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, so bring your gratitude in when you want to manifest something. And I do that with big stuff and little stuff. I do it a lot, actually. One of the other things that we played a lot with, right along with this sentence too, was also this sentence. And it was, "Wouldn't it be fun if?" So same thing with Kelly's plate. Wouldn't it be fun if Kelly got here tonight with no issues, Wouldn't it be fun if, you know, we just like whatever would come up in a daily conversation, we would stop each other and go, wouldn't it be fun if, it would be so fun if, you know, whatever it is that we wanted to have happen in that moment or in the next few minutes, or even just long term, even the bigger goals. I've put that in front of too. So I want to just remind you that creating is fun. You know, manifesting is creating. You are co-creating with the universe, and it's fun. And let it be fun and light and not heavy and deep, and because you're not going to be able to manifest as quickly as you would if you're feeling bogged down with pressure or anything like that. So have fun with it. Just have a lot of fun. And one of the other things too is Janet, the co-owner of Live and Joy, we do this a lot. Would it be fun if, because as soon as something comes up, like we were having some technical issues this week and just a few, you know, bumps in the road. And then every time something would come up, I'm like, wouldn't it be so fun if we were able to get this done without any more problems? And she's like, oh my gosh, that would be so fun. And then all of a sudden we're just light and just having fun. And then we got through it and then boom, it's done. You know, so have fun with it. Find your joy. That's another way to boost your vibration, right? Find your joy. What brings you joy? What makes you smile? So going back to last month, one of the things that we had discussed was in the goal journal that I keep. I told you I also record what emotions come up for me when I imagine that those goals are done. And then I bring those emotions into my world on a daily basis. So we talked about this. If I got a new house, I would feel safe. I would feel grounded. I would be happy. I would be grateful. So how do I feel grounded, grateful, safe, and happy every day? You can find those emotions without, you know, using up any extra money or spending any extra money. It's not about that. It's just like having a conversation with a friend that makes you happy. Or I think the last month I used the example of getting a hug from my husband. Just, you know, I feel safe and happy. Is, you know, my daughter upstairs. She's usually a smiley, you know, ball of sunshine. So she always brings a smile on my face. And yeah, so you want to really tap into these emotions that you're going to have. So you imagine something that's completed, you imagine how you're feeling with it being completed, and then just bring those emotions in on a daily basis or more consistent basis. You know, just do the best you can and have fun with it. You know, when you're smiling and when you feel light and you have joy, you know, it's just an amazing feeling. Um, so those are some things that you could play around with for this next month. So take those two statements, I am grateful for, or wouldn't it be fun if, and just play around with it. Even just the little things, you know, wouldn't it be fun if somebody bought me lunch this week, or, you know, just something goofy, you know, or whatever it is that you want. If you just want to play around with it, you know, pick something simple. Wouldn't it be fun if, you know, an old friend gave me a call, or whatever it is that would bring you joy. It's just a lot of fun to play with. Um, the other thing that a lot of people have been doing because it's springtime, right, is decluttering, right? So start your spring cleaning. I know, Lynn, you're in like major clean out mode because you're packing to move, right? In December for the workshop that I held, we did, I think it was 10 or 12 steps to manifest your best 2023. And the very first item is decluttering. And this is the season to do that, spring cleaning, right? Just find a drawer that needs a cleaning out, you know, just find whatever it is that you need, clean out your wardrobe. I was out in the yard the other day when we had that 65-degree day. It was that Sunday, and I weeded, and you know, we cleaned up all the, you know, the gunk that kind of grows up in that early springtime to, you know, allow other things to grow. That's exactly a great reference to that, is when you pull these things out, you know, you allow space for more greatness to come in. Not saying we want to reclutter, but clear it out, clean up, you know. don't be afraid to dust around. I don't know about you. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of cleaning, but after I'm done, it feels great, you know? So decluttering is a great tool to just allow space. Allow some space for you to be creative, allow some space for you to feel lighthearted. Maybe you just feel happy when you do that. So have fun with that too. And then one of the last things that I had specifically, I tried something a little new this month. So I this might not be the same for you, so it's not a big deal, but you can still use the same process. Years ago, I got in the habit of paying all of my bills like once a month. So once a month, I sit down and I go through my accounts and, all of my bills, mortgage, utilities, whatever needs to be paid. And I just pay everything, all in one shot. That's just something I've always done. So whether that's you do it monthly or you're a weekly payment person or bi-weekly or however, maybe as the bills come in, whatever way you do it, find a process that brings you joy to pay your bills. And I say this because there's a specific feeling when you approach money as a friend, if that makes sense. Like, what would you do for a friend that would come over? Would you get all miserable and just be like pissed off because you have to do something, you have to pay this person or whatever? Like, when we pay the bills, we're not always a fan of that because obviously our money's going out, but the money's going out to what? To a home, to the energy that runs the home, to water that comes into the home, And even if you have credit card debt, the money that you spent on that credit card, it brought you something. Maybe something that you needed at the moment or something that you wanted at the moment. Maybe it was just there as an emergency fund kind of a thing. Whatever you charged up, or if you have student loan debt, that student loan offered you an education. So what's the good out of that? And then what I did is I actually lit a specific candle, and it was for abundance specifically. And I actually lit it for our meeting tonight. So my abundance candle burns for you all. And I created a Spotify money playlist. And that's what I wanted to offer you. So if you're interested in that, I'd be happy to share it with you. It was so much fun actually just listening to these various different types of music that was related to money. And I just made a whole process about it. I had fun with money this month. It was like my friend. I improved my relationship with money by welcoming it with a candle and playing music for it. I know it sounds goofy, but if you don't have the best relationship with money, now granted, there's a lot more deeper things that we could do one-on-one if you wanted to try, but just a general improvement of money alone is really, or the relationship with money alone is really huge. Money is a neutral energy. Okay, so it's what you make of it. So if you're going to make it negative because you don't like to pay people your money or pay companies your money, then the whole process around energy of money is going to be negative. But if you can bring in a positive spin to it, well, it might treat you a little bit better, right? So just remember that everything is energy, including your money, going in and going out, and money needs to flow, right? Abundance needs to flow. So we give and we get, we receive and we take. It's just the natural ebb and flow of the universe. Does that make sense? Awesome. So I have that playlist. If you all want it, you can either put a message in the chat or you can send me a message. My contact information's in there. Most of you, I think almost all of you have my number. If not, you do now. It's in the chat section there. So that's really all I wanted to share tonight. And I felt a little overwhelmed with how many people were here tonight. So I really breezed through everything. So I'm going to open the floor here. Does anybody have anything they want to share, or do you want to tell us what goals you're after this next month? I'll just tell you that I had 20 goals at the beginning of the year. I am now down to 15, and I'm still sticking with them. I'm not adding any more right now because now we're getting into some more action driven things, So, um, not that my other stuff didn't require action, but this is getting into that technical stuff that I don't like so much. Like I got to do stuff on YouTube and do stuff for the studio and things like that. So, does anybody want to share? Go ahead, Mary.
Well, for me with the bills, it's like it's an energy, it's an exchange of energy. That's all it is. I remember one time actually sitting there saying, okay, I have my gas bill, but look what I'm getting. I'm getting gas, so it's wonderful. But thank you. You rock. You really do. And I've got some
Mary.
really great, just, what you were just saying. I kind of sometimes struggle with writing goals. I really do. That was always something for me. But I do, and I like the fact that you're saying about waking up in the morning and saying you're grateful, because I do that throughout the day, but I should make it like a ritual, like I do my other prayers and my intentions in the morning and in the evening. So yeah, I think that's, I like that. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Do you
So
do you
I
have
am
a
great. Yeah, I am grateful for the amount of people that are going to be coming to their shamanic drum journey on April 8th.
Yes, at Live and
I
Joy, we
am.
have a full moon shamanic drum journey. Mary is a shaman and a beautiful soul. She's amazing. And yeah, she'll be at the studio on April 8th in the afternoon. If you'd like to join us, it's going to be fabulous.
So
And
wouldn't it be fun if you were there? Enough of
I
me.
love that.
It will
That
be
is
fun.
awesome. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. We have liveandjoyyoga.com under the workshops. You can look that up if you wanted to register for that. Mary has been pretty much my shaman now for the last 5 years or so, and she's amazing. And I can't say enough. So thank you, Mary, and I appreciate you sharing. And I love that goal. I'm with you.
Yes.
Yeah,
And it
yeah,
will be so much fun.
definitely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else?
I have a question.
Hi, Morgan.
Hi, so this is my first time. I am on a healing journey right now. I've been struggling with my anxiety really badly over the past year, so I've gotten some help and really putting myself first and definitely working on some self-compassion, which is very difficult. But I was interested in this because I think that this could be something that could help me. So I thinking about the month ahead with the holidays, and there's going to be a family party around that, which is a very stressful thing for me. So I was starting to think, and correct me if I'm positioning this incorrectly, but would something I could say is like, I'm grateful for staying peaceful during the holidays.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, you can look, the sky is the limit. You are limitless, and whatever it is you want to manifest, yes, that is absolutely appropriate. And I think that is amazing. And yeah, like I said, it's not just about money. We all have different goals, and getting help with your anxiety issues and, helping you cope and get through, because yes, yeah, sometimes family gatherings can be trying.
Oh, just a
Uh,
little.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. And make it your mantra. Say it all the time.
Mhm.
Or wouldn't it be fun if I can get through this holiday with just having fun with my family?
Yeah.
Or with the least amount of stress or with no stress. I mean, don't say least amount, just go with no. Wouldn't it be
Yeah.
great if I had no stress this holiday season? It would be so great. I'd be so grateful. Yeah, absolutely. Play around with it. Write some
Okay.
out.
Yeah, no,
Absolutely.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate you sharing that because that is a really, really good point. And the other thing that you mentioned is, compassion for yourself and beginning to put yourself first. When you start to put yourself first, to me, that's where my healing really, really began.
Yeah.
So stick with it. Don't let it go. You're going to have good days and bad days. And I promise you, like I said in the last meeting, I'm your biggest cheerleader. I'd love to help you in any way that I can. My contact information is up there. And yeah, reach out. And if you need help creating some more affirmations, I can be happy to help you out.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Awesome. I like to say happy belated birthday and congratulations on the wedding. That's amazing news. Fantastic. This program was amazing. Yeah, boom, you just took me into outer space with everything that you said there. So having some fun with this background. But yeah, a lot of great information. Like you said, and, once you begin with gratitude is so important. I begin my day that way. And I focus on the minutia of gratitude. I found that the smallest things, like, oh, thank God like I'm grateful for a good night's sleep. I woke up in a warm bed. I thank you for these slippers, and because we always think of the big stuff, and sometimes the smaller stuff keeps us humble, and it keeps us in that joy. And you do that prior to your intentions, and like you said, have fun with it. It's so very true. You set and forget. I liken it to a garden. You plant a seed, that's your intention, and then you don't go back and dig it up to see if the seed's growing. You're going to kill it. You plant it and you leave it alone, and you just watch it manifest. And you may tend to it, water it, make sure there's plenty of sunshine. And the emotional component that you mentioned with it is so very important, because to manifest, you have to place yourself in that now moment, and that now moment is if you have already received what you're looking to manifest, and that energy coalesces not just your mental intention, but your heart mind that you're feeling with it. And that's something that just coalesces it all, brings it all together. So lots of golden treasures and jewels you're putting out this evening. So it's amazing. I'm happy to be on that manifestation journey with you, and thank you for the kind words with that respect. And this is an amazing, amazing program you're doing, and it's going to touch a lot of lives.
Thank
As
you,
mine.
Giacomo. Thank
You're welcome,
you.
dear. My pleasure.
Yeah, and thank you for offering all those words. And I loved what you said about the gardening, planting the seed and not digging it up to see if it's growing, just kind of trust the process, and then, doing the little things to help it grow, like water it and, de-weed it and things like that. Those are those inspired actions I'm relating to, in that process, because when you put something out there, your higher self knows what you want. Like, you don't have to declare exactly what you want all the time, because the universe knows, right? Your higher self knows. Just, it's out there, the seed is planted, and now when you feel that little nudge to call that person, or go check your email, or just like the littlest nudges, that I call them inspired actions. And yeah, that's really going to help your goals foster and grow. Love that. Who else wants to go? Sue, I know you're dying to talk to me. I can see that smile on your face.
I am. So thank you, Sharon. And I took a class with you 2 years ago in the summer about and one of the things was, not giving up on an opportunity, not letting it go through. And I got your email, your text this morning. I was like, I'm going to do this. Not going to let an opportunity slide by. So very thankful. So thank you.
And that was an inspired action I got too. Start texting a few people you haven't talked to in a while. And I did. Some of you were here because of that. I love that. So sorry, go on.
No, it's okay. So I just became a angelic Reiki master, and still doing some mentorship, but I would love to manifest an angelic Reiki circle at the studio when I get a little bit more, just a little bit more comfortable, but not too comfortable, but just have a better understanding that I can, successfully run it. And I just, so I want to manifest the angelic Reiki circle at the studio, and then just introduce the community to it, and Philadelphia area, because I will be probably one of maybe 2 or 3 angelic Reiki masters in our area, and then start attuning people. So yeah,
Ah, Sue,
so
that's amazing.
mhm,
And you already have introduced it to us. So Susan used to
right.
run a yin yoga with angelic Reiki, and it was amazing. So some people have already experienced your gifts, and you are very, very gifted with that. So, oh yeah, let's talk. We'll talk outside
Yeah,
of this meeting. Absolutely. I love it.
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Who else wants to go? Everybody's all quiet. Rebecca, I do want to know. I know you got a trip plan, but I do want to know what else you got in your manifestation goals because I know, um, well, go ahead. Unmute yourself because I know you have something.
I think that I am more or less like looking for like going on this trip as sort of like a healing like next step in my journey of like finding my true purpose.
Mm,
So it's sort of a larger, more vague goal right now that hasn't quite manifested itself in my head. But I just have felt in the last few months, just like that I was a little directionless and didn't really have like feeling like I had intention or purpose in life. So I think that this trip is going to help to do that because it's something that is not it's totally out of my realm of things that I would normally do. And sometimes you just need the universe to give you a big shake and see where all the pieces land. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm going to look for lots of threes on my chart. Again, I see them everywhere all the time. 333. Anytime I look at the clock, it's 333. The gas numbers for prices. Yesterday it was 333. I was at the grocery store and I was trying to figure out what kind of milk I wanted, and the price for the milk was 333. And I was like,
wow.
well, maybe I should get that milk then. you know. So it's just everywhere.
Oh, you are definitely aligned.
Yeah.
That is great. That is so great. I love that. I love your threes. So Rebecca had a question about triple threes in our call last month. So throughout the month, every once in a while, you get a text from her going 333. She's getting lots of threes, which is awesome.
I was at work and the time on the computer where I was doing a medical chart note said 333. So I texted her sharing a picture of it. Like, it's right here in front of me again. So
That is so great.
and if anything too, while I'm waiting for sort of myself to come up with like what I feel like my manifestations are and will be, having the 333, I think in itself is a sense of direction. So maybe that's kind of like the sense of direction that I've been looking for. And it's just pointing me, continuing to point me that like you're good. Like you're good. You're good. You have a sense of direction. You're doing what you're supposed to. So I try to look at
Yeah.
it that way, and it kind of
Yeah.
puts more fun back into manifestation than it does like stress. Like, what am I supposed to do next? Why am I not, I see a 3 and the other day I tapped the screen and I said, "Oh, 333." I like interrupted my colleague who was having a really important conversation just to tell her that I had threes on the computer. So it's working.
I do that all the time with 1111s. I get 1111s like constantly, and like Cassie's shaking her head, but like Rick will be in the middle of telling me something like, look, it's 1111. It's like, really? No, numbers are fun. They're definitely signs. I love them. Yeah. Anybody else wanna go? Say something?
So I just
Oh,
thought
yeah.
of this. A yoga teacher training over the weekend. It was my turn to lead the class meditation. And the meditation I did was I kind of took a thing I found on YouTube and kind of tweaked it to be my own thing. But the whole idea of this meditation was about gratitude and spreading that gratitude throughout your body and throughout your mind. And my mom told me afterward that she wants me to record it for her. So I wanted to just put that out there that when I do record it, if any of you are interested, I can send it your way. I do it, I've started doing it every morning actually to start my day. It's a quick little 5-minute meditation, but it really gets my day off to a really light and airy and just nice kind of start. So just wanted to put that offer out there.
Absolutely. Thank you. And to clarify, not only did I want it for myself, but I actually want to put it on. We're trying to start to create some online content for Live and Joy, and I wanted to offer meditations, and that was going to be one of them. Cassie has a very uh, interesting voice for meditation. It's very soothing, but still captivating at the same time, which is really, I didn't know that until she did this on Saturday. So it was kind of fun to kind of, oh, that's my kid doing that. Wow, that's really awesome. So it will be available to the masses because it'll be free content. So yeah. Anybody else? Oh, who didn't go? Linda, Marianne, Melissa, Heather. All right. Well, if nobody else wants to share, that's okay.
I'll,
I do.
I'll go. I can't figure out how to make my things work.
Hi, Megan.
Hi. Oh, there we go. I think I
Oh,
made
there
it
you
work.
are. Yes,
I'm
you
all-
were here last month.
I'm never on my phone, so I'm like just touching. So first, I do want to say, Sue, when you're ready, I want to do a spotlight and an interview and write an article for the Angelic Reiki on the newsletter. So putting that out there, I want to make that happen when you're ready for it, though. But I've been trying to work on, like, I've been really embracing the idea of, when you talked about last, law of action a little bit, where you have to take steps no matter how small. So I've been really trying to take small steps, take small actions, because I get overwhelmed by, if there's so many things in the way, and I look at all of the clutter and then I just shut down. And I'm like, all right, can't deal with all of this. But I've been really focusing on, all right, well, I'm not going to do all of this, but I'm going to do this little section here. Or, even in my own mental processes, like, all right, I'm not ready to deal with this thing that came up, but I'm going to deal with this thing over here and do that. And I do this, one lady that I follow on YouTube for fitness stuff, she puts together these playlists that I really like. And she does a lot of affirmations and a lot of positive stuff that she talks about. And she said, you have to start where you are to get where you want to be. And it's so simple, but I wrote it down and I have it, and I look at it every once in a while, and I have all my notes from last month and from the other manifestation workshops. And I started journaling a little bit. I have to stop journaling right before bed because it doesn't make sense when I look at it in the morning. but yeah, I mean, I'm trying to remind myself little bits at a time. It's okay. I don't have to tackle these huge problems all at once. So
Yeah, we do put a lot of pressure on ourselves sometimes, don't we?
yeah.
Yeah, it's like we got to get it all done, and yeah, no, you don't. How did you make out you were gonna tap into your emotions daily over the last month? Did you do any of that?
I did, and I uncovered other things.
Oh, cool. Very
Yeah,
cool.
it was one big thing that I had sort of realized that I talked about last month. And then, so not necessarily related to that, because I think I've been looking a little bit more, instead of looking critically in a judgmental way, I've just been looking in a non-judgmental way at my behavior, at my emotions, and all of that, and looking at it in a non-judgmental way has shined some light in some corners that I'm like, oh, okay, guess I need to deal with that, huh?
Mhm.
But it has definitely put me in tune with a lot of other things.
Well, that'll happen.
Yeah.
That'll definitely happen. That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just wanted to kind of add to that. I think that since I've been focusing more on like manifestation and things like that, I'm more inclined to look at a lot more things as opportunities. And it just puts you in a little bit of a different headspace. So like when you were talking about money, when I know that I'm going to get paid again, like I kind of get excited. Obviously, everybody kind of gets excited when they're going to get paid again. But I look at it as a way to like, oh, it's a new pay period. Okay, I get to try again. I get to see
Oh,
how
there you
much I
go.
can save this time. I get to see how I can do it a little bit differently this time. So it's sort of like a new beginning. It's like a try again. It's another opportunity. I'm more inclined to like any emails that come through at work that are like, who wants to be part of this group? We're engaged in this conversation. I'm more inclined to really think about it and take more opportunities than not. If you're thinking of it in a way that's like taking this small step might manifest into something else and you don't know what. So like I probably overwhelm myself because I take on too much, but like I'm like, if this could be it, this could be it too. So new
I
beginning.
love that you're so willing to put yourself out there. That's awesome. That is so great, Rebecca. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I saw Cassie's face light up. She put a message in here and she said, I love that, Rebecca. Oh my goodness, I'm going to start looking at my paychecks like that. It's like you just created a whole cycle out of it. So every cycle, you just get another chance to be better, or do better, or whatever, create something new or new opportunities. That's really, really amazing. And yeah, you never know exactly what that thing is that you're about to hop into that might catapult you into something that you completely didn't even expect, or something that you were meant to do and you didn't even know. So good for you. That's really, really incredible.
I did look at my bank account the other day and there were numbers in there that in between it said 444. And I was like, what? Okay, now we're moving from threes and we're moving on to fours. So it meant something and it gave me positive momentum.
Absolutely. I love that. That's so great. Thank you so much. So one last chance. Kelly, Linda, anyone? Kelly, what do you got? Come on.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Sharon, you brought up at the beginning about the whole, I am grateful and wouldn't it be fun? So I've been doing that for since I left there. And you were in my head today as I was doing my meeting this morning. And I said that to a member who was kind of not in the right mindset. And she was stressed out about stuff. And I said, just give yourself permission to not have to look at, food, look at it more like you get to have a salad, you get to have, fruits and veggies. And I'm so grateful that I can have this food here in front of me. And she kind of looked at me and she's like, and then all of a sudden you could see the light bulb in her head go, well, that's not a bad idea. And so I'm curious to see how that's going to go with her next week. But talking about manifestation, one of the things that I'm going to do is I am going to try and manifest growing my meetings and having new members each week for the next month so that I can keep my employment. So that's my goal this week. So we're going to work on that. And then of course you brought up the declutter thing and I already started that on a roll. And as you know, most of you don't know, is we were on vacation last week at our home in Florida. And I just kept saying, I'm so grateful to be here. I'm so grateful that so thankful I can do this. And instead of worrying about the little things, because it was a little stressful, but I made it through it, and just practicing that helped a ton. So I made it
Yeah,
out without
you
not
got
getting into
there.
each other.
So you got there on a Sunday so this is her father-in-law's condo in Florida, and apparently there were so many things going wrong. The water heater was leaking, the cable wasn't hooked up, and all this stuff. And she's messaging me and she's going, wouldn't it be fun to get all this stuff fixed on a Sunday? And then everything happened to work out for her. And it's just like, that is amazing. I love that. And I'm so glad that you brought that in. And yeah, bring that into your meetings too. Wouldn't it be fun to grow my clientele? I am so grateful that I'm a client magnet. That's one of our mantras. I'm a client magnet. Love that one. It's a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah. Well, and it's interesting because the one thing that happened on that Sunday, I don't think I even shared that with you, is that we went to buy a new TV for the place, and we had a rental car, and we got locked out of the rental car, and we're at Best Buy with the rental car running, and I'm like, okay, how are we going to get into this rental car? And I thought, wouldn't it be great if we could just get into the rental car and figure it out? Well, it turned out the guy from the Best Buy knew that there was an extra key hidden, and he knew where to find these on rental cars and got us in. And I
Oh my
just about died.
gosh.
So yeah, so it worked. It really, really worked.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have converted her. I love it. So great. All right. Well, we are just about at the end of the time here. So I just wanted to make a couple quick announcements. So along with Mary's full moon shamanic drum journey, which is next weekend, we have a couple things coming up at the studio. I have to plug this in. This weekend, this Sunday, is intimate afternoon of messages with Jacqueline. She's just an amazing intuitive in our realm here, and she's really awesome. On the 7th, it's a Friday night. Josie from Breathe with Josie, she makes jewelry in the area. She is doing making your own manifestation bracelets. So right in the studio, come on in. You can. It's a BYOB, so you can bring some wine if you want some, or you want to bring some snacks to share. We're gonna have tables set up. She's got specific crystals and little emblems and things like that to help you put together a bracelet that will help you to manifest. It's got manifesting energy powers. And yeah, and then we have Mary's full moon shamanic drum journey the next day on the 8th. So next month, it's April 26th is the last Wednesday of the month. My brother, Richie, for most of you know Rich, right? He's going to be our guest speaker. So we're going to have our first guest speaker on Manifest Monthly. He has just gotten back from a second retreat in a few months, and he's been doing a lot of inner work, and he's a shaman as well. He's a Reiki master, masseuse, yoga instructor. He's got all the titles, all the hats, and he wants to share some things that he's learned. So he and I are both on the same journey, but we go in different angles and we kind of bring it back in and kind of mesh it all together, which is a lot of fun. So I'm really excited to bring him in on this, to have him talk to you. So don't miss it. It's going to be awesome. And that's all I have for tonight. Thank you all so much for being here, and for everybody on the replay, thank you for watching. And I will send this out to everyone it's a private YouTube channel, so it's not public, but I just wanted to say that for the privacy issues, if anybody has any issues with me putting that out there, just let me know. And that's it. Be grateful, be fun, and
Thank
come
you.
back next month and let me know how you make out. And as always, please reach out to me if you need some help along the way. All right. And I will get that Spotify list out to the people who requested it. No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're the
Thank
Good
best.
night.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.